Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we can learn about distance vector routing. So in communication networks, we know that to enable the data transfer between the source and the destination, we need to deploy some method. So by finding the shortest path between the source node and the destination node, it will be easy for us to transfer the data very easily. So certain algorithms are there whereby we can able to get a good way of effective communication. So in order to implement reliable communication, we always prefer a best routing format, and one of the routing format which we can rely, that is called a distance vector routing. So distance vector routing is a routing method operated based on the vector table. So based on this decision making table or forwarding table, we can able to assign the correct path, that is the best path, or we can say the least cost path between the source and the destination. So now we can see about what is exactly distance vector routing. In distance vector routing, a router will inform the neighbors what information it has about the whole network. So every router normally will update its room table. So the routing table will be updated, and once it got the information from the neighbors, and these all will be done based on some algorithm. Here we use Bellman-Ford equation. So the Bellman-Ford equation play a main part in this distance vector routing. So why this is used? So this Bellman-Ford equation is used to find the shortest distance between the source node and the destination node. For example, if we consider the source node as X and the destination node as Y, then we can able to say there can be n number of intermediate nodes present in between this source node and the destination. So always starting from the source node, we need to select the intermediate node which makes the link between the source and the destination with the shortest distance. So with the shortest distance as the main metric, we can able to form a shortest path between the source and the destination. So we can say now how well what is the importance with the distance vector routing. So the distance vector routing always form the intermediate node which will be the shortest one between the source and the destination, and here this can be represented as d of xy equal to minimum dxy comma cxz plus dzy. So that means the overall distance from the source to the destination, that is x to y, will be the minimum distance coverage from x to y at the level of the intermediate node z in between this x and that y. So that can be represented as c of x z plus dzy. So based on this Bellman-Ford equation, if we observe the performance, the distance vector gives a more a reliable way of data. So based on the data, every router will update its routing table. So here the least cost tree will be formed based on the least cost path from the root node to the destinations. So when we consider a node from a weighted graph, so we can able to understand easy way how this distance vector is operated. Now if you consider the network diagram, there is this one can be called as weighted graph, and here in a number of nodes are available like A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and here among this A is considered as a root node. So by considering this A as a root node, we can able to form the shortest distance from A to all the remaining nodes available. So therefore the distance table, that is the distance vector for this node A, considering this root node A as a root node among this all remaining nodes available. So we can able to denote this as from A to A the distance measure will be 0, and from A to B the distance measure will be 2, from A to C it is 7, from A to D it is 3, and from A to E the value will be 6, and A to F it is 8, and from A to G it is 9. So thus it takes the cost value in making a link between, for example, when we want to connect between the node A and node F, then what is the cost value taken? That is 8. So the cost value taken to send a packet from A to B is 2. The cost value to relay a data packet from B to E is 6. So 6 means here 2, here it is 4. So 2 plus 4 it is 6. Then again here it is 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So now we can say the overall cost to transfer a data packet from this node A to F is 8. So like this, for whatever the network available, we can able to form the distance vector. Now again we can say another diagram, and in this diagram this is a weighted graph, and for every node we have the distance table, and the vector values are denoted here. And when you look on this distance table for B, so it tells that after collecting the information from A, after collecting the information from C, the node B has been updated, and at this level we can able to know that from B to A the cost distance will be 2, and from B to the same node B the value will be 0, and from B to C the value will be 5, and from B to D it is shown as infinity, because this node D is not directly connected to the B. There are another possibility also, that is two-way available. One is B to A and A to D. One is B to E and E to D. So we need to now select the shortest one based on the distance value. So this can be updated for every node based on the distance vector routing. So in this example, when we consider that node A thinks that it is not connected to node G, so at first what it will do, it will collect the information from the neighbors, and it will getting updated based on the Bellman-Ford concept. So all the immediate neighbors will be sharing the information its own to the neighbors, and after collecting the information every node will be making its updation. For example, here the table available for the node B is this one, and now it is getting the table from A. So A's vector table is getting received by B, and after getting the data from A it is now updating. So wherever required, for example here in this level already from B to D to send the data packet from B to D, the value shown as infinity, that is the path distance is not correctly predicted. But now after getting the data table from A, we can say that is from A to D the distance to reach the data table, the particular node D is 3. Okay, so when this value 3 is there, and also from B to A the distance value will be 2, so 2 plus 3 it will become 5. So in this way every node available after collecting the distance table from the neighbors, they will keep on updating the individual vector tables. So this process will be done in this distance vector routing, and overall we can say the distance vector routing protocol is easy to implement and debugging is very easy. The protocol has very limited redundancy in a small network. So that's all in the class now.